today we are spending the day in Venice. So we're staying in a place called Lido di Jesolo, which is about 30-40 minutes from Venice. So we took a bus and then a ferry to get here. So we got the ferry from Punta Saviano Ferry Terminal, I think it's called, and it took about half an hour. So I just thought I would vlog the main sites, what we get up to, and just to keep it for our memories really. But if you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them in the comments. Hope you enjoy the video. We were just saying, I wonder if you have to be a certain height to do this job, because the bridges are quite short and some of them are having to duck to go under them. Oh. I've just looked it up on ChatGPT. It says there's no official height limit to become a gondola driver in Venice, but it can be a practical factor. Strength and stamina. You're rowing for hours, sometimes in the summer heat. Being too tall might affect your centre of gravity and make balance harder, especially on tight turns. Not just anyone can apply. You must attend a gondola school, pass a rowing and navigation test, and go through a rigorous apprenticeship. It's a respected, often family inherited profession with limited licenses issued by the city. Yeah. So amazing, there's just so many gondolas. Oh my gosh, look at that building. Stick together, don't we? Single file. It's a Monday today as well, and it's so busy. We came on a Monday because at the weekend, obviously we've read it's super busy, although they've stopped cruise ships coming in now. And I think you have to pay an extra like €10 city tax at the weekend. St. Mark's Square.
Bingo. Window shop.
This is the mechanical clock. Indicates the phases of the moon, the sun and the zodiac. You can see all the different animals in the clock. Amazing.
Alles gut.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Very nice.
No, thank you.
Beautiful. Venice. Huh? Very nice. Want to sit here and have a drink?
Hurrah! Put it back in his neck.
We'll sit here and have a drink.
Okay.
That's why the pigeons aren't here.
Don't encourage you to stand there now with the nuts anymore.
I know, it's probably different than years ago. Need one of those spinny things on top of the caravan to keep the seagulls away. Oh look, there's Zara.
Oh, how exciting! Zara Venice.
In Venice. There's a Hard Rock Cafe. Might have to buy a pin. So when we were travelling we used to collect pins all the time. Get a Venice pin from the Hard Rock because they always have nice pins. This is ice cream in St. Mark's Square. It's cheaper than Abersock. €3 for one scoop. €5 for 2 scoops. Pay like £5 in Abersock. This here is the Basilica, and this is Doge's Palace. Doge's Palace. The buildings and like the architecture is incredible. This is a great thing to do if you're travelling anywhere, is to use ChatGPT as your tour guide. Just gonna head to Harry's Bar. Oh, it says it was originally built in the 9th century, but the current structure dates mostly from the 14th century. The seagulls own the place. There's these like gorgeous pink and white checkered tiles, or is it like marble, on the building. So apparently this connects to the Bridge of Sighs, which my dad was telling me was where I think they used to walk them over when they were going to prison or something, so they sighed a lot. Yeah, ChatGPT's confirmed it's Bridge of Sighs. It's named that because it's where prisoners sighed at their last view of Venice before being jailed. It is incredible how it's all built on water. Like there's no roads, it's all canals, it's like water boats, gondolas, and like all these buildings that have been here from like 14th century and older. They've built the foundations on the water that house these huge buildings. It's amazing. It's getting hotter now. It's been quite nice that it's been cloudy today because it's been like not as hot, but it was like 30 yesterday. Sorry.
It's famous. That Hotel Cipriani.
Hotel Cipriani.
It just says it there where the stand is.
But it gets hot when the sun comes out.
Oh, I know. Where's James?
It's behind us. We were just saying that if you lived in Venice, you would never need a driving licence because there's no roads. The water is the roadways. So you may have never had a driving licence if you live here because you wouldn't really need one. We saw a video on TikTok yesterday where one of the gondolas fell over and all the people fell out of it. We were just going to go in Harry's Bar for a drink, which is like a famous nice bar, restaurant type place that you can go in for on the front. But they looked at our feet and said, oh, you can't go in with flip-flops. So a tip if you come to Venice and you want to go for a drink in Harry's Bar, then you've got to wear sandals or proper shoes. I mean, like my dad had trainers on and they were fine with that, they just didn't want flip-flops. So little tip there, but never mind. We'll save money and go somewhere cheaper. Yeah, because it is quite dear. It was like €16 for a Bellini, but you kind of know that when you go in there. So we'll just go somewhere cheaper in our flip-flops. This little street we're walking down must be like all the designer shops. It's like Dior, Chanel, Tiffany's. But we were just saying like it's an amazing place. Like there's nowhere like it. How it's just like all canals and waterways, no roads. And there's a few places that we've been that are like just incredible. Like there's nowhere like New York, Venice, Monaco is amazing. But Venice is definitely up there on the list of places that are unique. Someone's drying the bedding outside the room up there. But I was just saying, how do they get more on it and then how does it get stuck? But James was just saying That what, it's on like a reel, and then they can just like there's a hook on the other side.
So as they pull one side of the rope, it allows the other side to move. So then that sheet will then move down towards this pipe at this end, so then you can just keep
adding to it. That's so clever. The streets are either getting thinner or I'm getting wider. So that is the Rialto Bridge. I'm in a pizza stop for lunch. Got one margarita, one pepperoni, and a Fanta and a Coke. These seem to sell everywhere in Italy, and they're about €4 depending where you are for a slice, and they're huge, like the New York slices of pizzas. So this is the Rialto Bridge, which is lined with loads of little shops, but not many of them look open. But apparently when it was built, there was some controversy because they didn't think it would stand, but it has done for over 400 years. And apparently it was featured in one of the Spider-Man films and the James Bond Casino Royale film. But I presume they must close all this up when they make films. It's so busy. I think it's the largest of the 4 main bridges in Venice, which is why it is so famous. Yeah, gorgeous bridge. Yeah, it's very, very wide. I'm not sure if you can walk on the other side of it as well. Things just aren't built with this much detail anymore, are they? We're just queuing for a gondola ride, which I think it's about €90 for 4 of us. But I think if there's just 2 of you, you can share it with other people if you want to save you a bit of money. You get 30 minutes on the gondola ride. You can choose different ones depending on how fancy you want your gondola. And it's also dearer at night, and if you have like a musician on the things. You gotta sit down first. Weight distribution.
Control that camera.
Yeah. Oh! Oh, it's a hot
price is 90 all together, okay?
Yeah.
Pay the end.
Near the end,
Okay.
yeah.
Kick the feet at back.
Oh yeah? Going under the Rialto. You get wet? I'm a gondola ride. So we're on the Rialto Bridge now, and there is shops that just look closed on the other side. It's lined with all these little boutique shops, all like jewellery shops. These are the steps over the bridge. H10 Hotel. Just find out what it's called. But Mum's seen it on Instagram and it's really quiet. It's a rooftop like bar at the H10 Hotel overlooking H10 Palazzo Canova rooftop bar. It's right near the Rialto Bridge overlooking the canal. And yeah, it's really quiet. It is like €10 for a beer, but you expect that. Sat here. That's the view from the table. A wooden menu. So generally, everywhere we've been, the food is quite reasonably priced. Obviously, it's a little bit dearer here, but like a lot of places, it's like €8 to €10 for a sandwich and a drink. It's a lot dearer to eat out in Manchester. But we have discovered that they put a service charge on in Italy everywhere you go. Apparently, it's just what they do. It's for like the cutlery, the napkins, breadsticks, things like that, and it ranges from like €8 to €12 whenever you go for a meal, which is not the tip. So tipping's optional, but obviously it's appreciated, but they do charge the €8 to €12 service charge in most places. Wow. There's the queue for some ice cream. Oh my gosh. James is so impressed.
It's 8-minute walk to the Bridge of Sighs.
It's okay, thank you.
Not that way then. Back up the alley.
Going to the Bridge of Sighs now. We've just been to the world's most beautiful bookshop. It says it's like a go-to when you're in Venice. But it was a little bit of a stressful experience because it was very busy. It was a one-way system. It was quite hot. The staff seemed a bit stressed. There were signs that said like, don't open the books. There's gondolas and baths filled with books. So it was a good experience, but maybe not as magnificent as I was hoping. But anyway, we're just on our way now to the Bridge of Sighs. The Bridge of Sighs.
I forgot to tell you that.
So it's not what I was expecting, but that's where the prisoners walked across before they went to jail. Right, it's called the Bridge of Sighs. I thought you might be able to walk over it, but you can just view it from the bridge. All the faces on the bridge. That was the Bridge of Sighs that we've just seen. So yeah, apparently prisoners would cross over the bridge before they were going to be imprisoned or executed. So prisoners would sigh as they walked over the bridge and peered through the small barred windows. It was like the last glimpse of Venice before they either were killed or got sent to prison. So yeah, interesting. And apparently the guy who built it was the uncle of the guy who built the Rialto Bridge. So we've just got back to the room now and we've had such a good day. It was such a brilliant day trip. Venice has been on my bucket list for ages and I think it exceeded my expectations. So I definitely recommend it and I think hopefully we'll be going back, we've discussed maybe going back in a couple of days to do, I think it's Murano and Burano Island, I think. So we might do those 2 islands and then see Venice in the evening. So there might be another vlog after this one. But if you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them, because we're staying in Lido di Jesolo, so it was a bus and then a ferry ride to Venice, but really easy to get to. But yeah, absolutely loved it. The whole city is amazing. You just can't believe it when you're there, like all these canals just run through the city and all the gondolas are kind of like cars, and there's just boats after boats. It wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be, like to eat and drink. Obviously if you eat at some of the well-known establishments like Harry's, or there was one called like Florali or Florian in St. Mark's Square, they are a bit dearer, as you would expect. It's like some of them are 25 euros for a hamburger, but it's more like a sit-down meal. But generally if you're on the back streets, like we saw so many like 8 euros for a pizza and a drink, which is much cheaper than Manchester and London. There was a bit of a smell every now and then that you'd get from the canals, and apparently it's worse in like July and August in the height of summer, but it wasn't too bad. And I definitely recommend going to the H10 Hotel rooftop bar for a drink if you're there. It did feel like one of those places where you think there's nowhere else like it. We did go to the Venetian in Vegas, which is like the closest thing I've seen to Venice, but there's a few places that there's just nowhere to compare them to, so it's definitely worth a trip if you've been thinking about it or it's been on your bucket list. So yeah, knackered now. We were up at like 6 o'clock in Venice for like 9, was it, or something, and it's now just gone 7 p.m. and my back's hurting from all the walking. But a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I think we saw loads of sights, and I think I took lots of clips which you'll hopefully have seen. And if you did enjoy the video, I would love it if you could give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!